So coming to our Spring this one. So now, so here if you see a transaction required. So there are how many types of propagations? So like where this propagation is actually used, So in that case, we can go to when you say required. Okay, so what is happening? So when I say required, so executing a transaction, let us consider we have a scenario, we have another scenario, like we have a employee service and organization service. Okay, so let us consider we have a propagation is equal to required. So in that case, what happens? So whenever an employee is inserted, okay, whenever an employee is joined to joined to a company organization, so we need to do insertion also. Okay, we are planning to do an insertion also. So now in that case, so in that transaction only it should happen. So now if a insert employee method is called directly, it creates own new transaction. So whenever it is like it creates its own new transaction.
Has joined the meeting.
Okay. So now if you call inside that with a propagation required, what will happen? Again, yeah, same transaction it has been used. So now if you see also, if you observe here, if the insert employee method is called from another service, okay, so if the calling service has a transaction, then the method make use of existing transaction. So my insert employee is called from join organization. So inside the method of join organization, so it's like a scenario. A employee has joined organization, and whenever he joined organization, I'm inserting his employee data. It's a simple. So both two transaction I'm asking to do in my service. That's it. A simple. So if the service calling if the calling service does not have a transaction, then the method will create a new transaction, because it is auto-void with a transaction, which is a propagation having a required. So it is saying a transaction is required. So if you are applying, if you are already in a transaction and you are trying to create a new transaction with a required, what it will happen? It will check my previous call, whether my previous call here has any transaction. So in that case, what I will do? It will create. It will reuse my existing transaction itself. So it is the same case we have done in somewhere also. So now if you one thing we need to observe. The same example I have kept here. So that's what a transaction propagation is equal to required. So now if you say a method at the transaction and propagation is required, and if you call another method inside which is doing some business, so the second call which is doing some business will take the existing transaction if the transaction is already created. Otherwise, it will create its own new transaction. So that's the definition of required. Now propagation of support. So now if you see here, what happens? We have propagation of support. So now how we will do that? So it's a question. How we will do that is a question. So now in that case, nothing big we are. So now coming to supports. So what it supports? If an insert employee method is called from another service. So now my insert employee method, this method has been called from another service. If the service call has a transaction, then method make use of existing transaction. Okay. If the service call method doesn't have a transaction, will not create a new transaction. Will not create a. So in case of supports, method will make use of existing transaction only. So now my suggestion is, if you have a transaction within a transaction, then you use supports, because we should not create a new transaction every time. Okay, you understood? You should not create a new transaction. If you forget, so my suggestion is, in that case, so it will look for existing transaction only. It will not go for a new transaction create. So we have this facility. If you don't use also, same required will do the same. But if you use this, okay, now this
Has
previous
joined the
method
meeting.
also,
A participant has left the meeting.
Okay, so if your previous method also, if you have a left a transaction, so what will happen? It will call the new transaction. Transaction not supported. So same case. So it's like, so now it's like a different case. Now if you observe here, if the insert employee method, okay, called from another service, make use of existing transaction, neither does it create its own transaction. It runs without a transaction. Okay, it runs without without the previous transaction. It will not create a new transaction. Runs without a transaction. So method never run into transactions. So now it's like method never run into a transaction. So executed in no transaction. So it's like it will be executed in a no transaction method. Okay, it will be executed in a no transaction. So it doesn't bother about the previous one. It executes it on its own. Okay, it doesn't use. So I don't found this kind of use case in Prime. Maybe another use cases we can find. So just we are knowing why what
Has
we
joined the
have.
meeting.
Just that is the case. So requires new. What happens? This requires new. It is the data opposite to require. So
Has joined the meeting.
here the requires new is every time it will create you a new transaction. The name itself says it requires a new transaction. So in order to carry forward a transaction, it requires a new transaction to execute that method. So that is the main thing we have. And propagation never. So never, again, if you observe here, the insert employee method is called from another service. Okay, join organization. So if the calling service method has a transaction, okay, as a transaction, it throws an exception. If the calling service method doesn't have a transaction, then method will not create a new one and run without a transaction. So again, it is similar to no transaction, no like what is it? No support. Okay, no supported, not supported, not support. Okay, so we are not supported. This same it is. Okay, so bit like it will throw an exception. So that is the additional functionality we are seeing here. It will throw an exception. And mandatory, the final one. Again, the same. If the insert employee is calling from another service, make use of existing transaction. Doesn't have a transaction, it will throw a exception. So now for it should have a transaction. Then if you want to execute your method in a transaction itself, you can make it a mandatory. So if you are using a required one and you want to execute this method within the transaction, then you make use of mandatory. Okay, then make use of mandatory. You may have a number of transactions. Our people, I will see, they will write in a transaction, they will write a number of DAO layers, but not a number of services. So that is the problem. That is their problem. So hope I saw many code, so that we need to change that behavior. We need to change. We should not write. We should not give a multiple responsibility to a single DAO layer. We should give a multiple responsibility to a single service layer. So that the responsibilities should be given to service layer. That's why it's serve. So service. What do you mean by service? It is there to serve you. This is there to serve you. So, right. So now if you see again the 6 here we are having. Okay. So now if you see here this 6 explanation is here available. So we saw one by one example. So required is executed in a transaction. It may not execute in a transaction because you know the supports. I refer to this. So and not supports execute without a transaction also it will execute. So requires new always executes with a new transaction. So this you need to. So if you should not use requires new because it will affect the performance because it will create a new transaction. So that is a very dangerous one. So when we use this require new transaction in case of a banking, so I do a new every time I will do a new transaction. In case of a banking application, I will go for a requires new. Okay, right. In case of a man when I will go again, I have a dependency transactions, then I will go for a mandatory one, even a supports also. So that is the one. The same thing it is explained. So what is the common statement is we should annotate only public method with the transaction. That's it. So we apply only transaction to a public methods. We cannot apply to a private methods again. And up methods and avoid class transaction. As I told you earlier, So we should avoid class level transactions as much as you can. Apply to a method level. It is a best practice. It's a best practice. So now we have seen one property. The other properties. How many other properties we have? So we have seen a propagation. Now we have now we have a isolations also. Isolation. What do you mean by isolation? Okay. So this isolation defines a contract between the transactions. Okay. So now you have again the isolation level also we can declare. So I will show you how can I declare the isolation levels. So what is the use of isolation levels? We will discuss. So if you observe here, these are all the transaction properties. I can apply a read only. So I want to make a transaction read only transaction. I don't want to do any create or update or delete. I want to do a read only. Then I will mention read only equal to true. Then I will mention read only equal to true. So now if you observe here, our transaction class, again we can mention when to roll back and when. Okay, no rollback for. So we can give an array of classes and all. So that is up to you. Okay. So now transaction isolation levels. Okay. It is not only exclusive to Spring Framework. Okay. It is applied. It's applied to all transaction in general. Okay. So that's why we saw an ACID transaction, ACID properties initially. So isolation defines how the changes made to data some repository by one transaction affects the concurrent transactions. So one person is withdrawing the money from the account, and another person is also withdrawing money from your account. So in that case, how these isolations will work? So how we will maintain an isolation? So if we have read an DBMS concept in college times, so someone who have studied post graduation or who have penchant with the subject of DBMS, so they would have read about isolations. They would have read about the isolations. So in that case, so again, the same isolation concept is applied into a Spring framework also, so that our transactions will be perfect and without any issues. So when we define a transaction using this framework, we are also able to configure the isolation levels. Yes, very good. So now that's what I was telling. So I am also able to do a configuration of isolation levels. So let us go into it and we'll see how we'll do that. So first of all, I am doing, let us take an example. I am performing a transaction A. I am rolling it back. And there is another person who is doing, I am writing it where x is equal to 1, where x is equal to 1, and another person is reading where x is equal to 1. Okay. Now what happened? I am trying to write, then in between the person has read that data. Okay. Then in between the person has read that data. So the record in a row is now dirt. Means you have modified, the another person has been trying to read and he has read it, which you have not committed the transaction, but you have, what do you say? Before you do a rollback, he has read it. Okay, he has read it. So that is called dirty read. So now if you see here in this example, the transaction A writes a record. Meanwhile, the transaction B reads the same record before a transaction A commits. Later transaction A decides to roll back, and now the changes in transaction B are inconsistent. Now you read something which he has written, but he has not committed. Here, like he rolled back it. So it's called a dirty read. So now this is also one of the client interview questions. If you say I am an experienced person, I go and sit with an experience of 3 to 4. I go for some client interviews and I attend some client interviews. Okay, again from Prime, some people will be sent. So in that case, you need to know all such things. Okay, even you should know as a developer, 1 year or 2 years a developer, not only senior. Why we need to do an isolation level? What is an isolation level? So how can we avoid a dirty read? So in that case, now this scenarios and all very we should be very careful when we are in client and when we are doing a banking operations, when we are doing a financial financial transactions. So in that case, so when we are doing a Paytm integrations, so such things and all, it will help. So now a transaction B was running in a read uncommitted. So now I am doing a read uncommitted. So I am setting the data also, it will come. Okay. So before the transaction A changes and before a commit, you have read it and you have read the dirt. So now coming to read committed. Read committed isolation level, it's like a transaction can't read the data that is not yet to be committed by the another transaction. Okay, transaction now you see I am trying to read the data, whereas transaction B was writing the data and committing the data. Until that, again I can't read the data. Okay, again this means that read is no longer an issue. So now you want to avoid a that read, you should mention it as read only committed data. I don't want uncommitted data. Okay, whatever the committed data I want, I will go for read committed. Okay, so when you take this isolation level, you may give up performance. Okay, so you need to what do you say? Go for one, either a performance or a data. Okay, so it's like to and fro. Okay, right. Repeatable read. So one more isolation level is repeatable read. States that if a transaction reads one record from the multiple times, the result of all those reading operations must always be same. So like it should be always same. This eliminates both dirty read and non-repeatable read issues. Okay. So now in this transaction, A reads the range of records. So I want to do a range of records, like from one date to another date I am reading. Meanwhile, a transaction B inserts a new record. Let us consider you are reading a events. You are reading events, the multiple events you are reading, in between a new event has been created. So if it is like, what do you say, heavy websites like, what is a number of transactions has been happening, then in that case, it would have been like this examples suit us. Whereas in Prime, like we create very less and we do very less, and our source is target of people is 4.5 lakhs. Okay, whereas our app will be maximum used by 1 lakh people or 10,000 people. So in that case, this and all may not be like looking applicable to you people. But if you go to outside world, yes, this is applicable. Like you go to a Uber, okay, I'm reading something like from here to there, like this time to that time, I'm reading something. So one cab has been, what do you say, a person has been dropped off. So in that case, again, I need to read that cab also into the user read. So in this circle, like from within the vicinity of 5 kilometers from here, I'm reading some cabs. Refresh, what will happen? It will give you another cab, the visibility, right? So in that case, it will be very helpful. This isolations and all. So we are not considering only Prime. We are considering a Spring framework here. Okay. So now the changing the isolation levels actually introduced in 4.1. Okay. What do you say? Like so we have other things also. You can go and read. So like we have non-repeatable reads. So suppose the two transactions are happening, transaction A and transaction B are concurrently running. If a transaction A reads some records and transaction B modifies the records before a transaction A has committed. So if transaction A again reads, those records will be different. So same select statement, different results. So it's like non-repeatable reads. Okay. So different data will come. So this is also there. So one more read is a phantom read. Suppose like again we have a transaction A and B are running concurrently. If a transaction A reads some records and transaction B adds more such records before a transaction A has committed. So if again transaction reads, there will be more records than the previous record. So it's up to you like up to the based on, not up to you, based on your application requirement, especially based on your, again I am specifying, based on your application requirement, you need to go and do it. Okay, so don't do this in prime and see we have learned in session and we are applying, that's why we got into production errors and all. Please make sure you commit this. If you try this, if you commit this and test this and get a performance test on this, and then you try. But you can try read uncommitted. Okay, because anyway it won't cause you performance issue. If you want to go, like if you have only read, only you want to read only committed, that also helps you.